Hi, come on in. Come on. I'm in another corner. And it's Sunday. Sunday with Mama? Not this Sunday. We'll see. Got Mama's hat. Got my hat. It's early in the morning. I am doing a pajama morning. And yes, I have my yellow smiley face night dress on. And that's all you're going to see is this part. I'm not going to show you the rest. Take a breath. For those of you that have been here before, welcome back. I love that you guys keep coming back. It just really does this old heart good. For those of you that are new, you've just entered Connie's little corner, and that makes me Connie. Come on in, set a spell with me. Today I have a Temu order for you. For those of you that are new, you can go down below, grab my link and my code, which is AFC 95851. Those two things will get you a $100 coupon bundle, 30% off your first order, and a whole bunch of freebies. And if you're not familiar with Temu, well then boy, you got a lot of videos to watch, because Temu is basically an online marketplace that deals with thousands of different vendors, hundreds of thousands of products, everything you can think of for inside the home, outside the home, survival gear, camping gear, car stuff, you name it. They have everything. 99% of the time you get free shipping. They do price adjustments. I got videos that explain all that too. You go back and check out my tips and tricks, especially part 1, 2, and 3. And then the updates are in the top 10 questions being answered. I guess I've been called the Temu guru. I've been called the Temu how-to girl. If you guys have questions and you want to know how to do stuff, you ask me. I produce a video. I outline everything for you. It is what it is. That's what we do. But today what we're going to do is this Temu bag. Again, it's another free order. Do I need to even keep saying that? You guys, you know that, right? Well, we're going to get into it post haste, and I'm not going to waste any time. This was 48 cents. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this for me or if I'm going to put this in my 5,000 subscriber giveaway box. We'll see. I don't know. I may keep this one, and if I like it, I may get one for you guys. So this is a rasper. Now, it's not blue. It has protective paper. It has protective covering on it. Can you see? It just peels off. It is all stainless steel. And this is a grater. If you have a recipe that needs like orange peel or lemon peel or what they call lemon zest, well, that's just the peel. This fine shaves it. And I love that it has the longer handle, so you have lots of room to go back and forth. And even through the plastic covering, I can see that it is very sharp. I can actually feel that. Nice and sturdy stainless steel, nice little hanging hook. And you know me, I love to hang things and get them out of my drawers up where I can save my drawers for other things that I can't hang. Whoop. Oh, I actually caught that. I've only had 1 cup of coffee so far this morning, so I'm surprised I did that. So very, very nicely made, very sturdy. I do love it. It doesn't have a lot of bend or give in it. Yeah, happy. So we'll see. I will use it and I will let you know. If you see me get one in the future and add it to the box, then you know I was happy with this. Can you tell I'm in a different corner now? This is what I call the light wall. For a lot of reasons. These 2 walls here, you can see the corner right behind me where I have my plant hanging, and that is a Temu artificial plant, and it is a Temu 2-tone basket. And if you look carefully at the colors on the basket, you might recall they're the colors that I painted this room. So my beautiful dining set is back here. I do have my mirrors back on the wall. Over here is my futon, couch, sofa, divan, whatever you want to call it. It is a futon. It falls down. My Temu pillowcases. All right, so this is yet another corner, but I call it the light because the walls are the lighter cream custom color that I blended. And this is a massive 7-foot window that sits on the side. I do have the plantation shutters and I have them open for light right now. And it's bright in the corner, but you know what? You're not looking in the corner. You're looking here, right here, right here. Okay. So I'm in the light corner. All right. I forgot to put a price on this and I don't know why. This is a little lunch bag. And this is going into the 5,000 subscriber giveaway box. I put one of these in the 1,000 box. This one's a little bit different. This is red striped with these nice brown weaved cotton feel handles. It is lined on the inside. Look at this. Completely insulated lining on the inside. This is a big open pocket. This will easily hold, I know it didn't look like it when I first pulled it out, but this will hold a 6-pack of cans, not the tall bottlenecks, but like can size or short size. It doesn't matter whether it's beer, soda, you can get an awful lot in here. It is insulated. I have a little blue one that I use. I gave away one in the box, and this one is going into the new box. So beautiful stitching. Look at that work. Nice solid stitching all the way around. It doesn't have any external pockets. It does have a very secure zipper. I absolutely love how well these things, and it closes up all the way down. It doesn't leave a gap. So these are great. Oops, I got to open it to let the air out of it. You see what I mean? But it zippers that close that it actually holds the air, which means it'll hold the cool air in it. Cute little handles, nice little lunchbox, very generic, red and white striped. The whole thing across is maybe about 7 inches that way. This way it's about 4 inches. And height-wise, I'd say it's about 6 inches. So just think of a 6-pack of soda. If you're picking up a 6-pack of soda, this is the size. So that's going to the box for you guys. All right, what else we got? There's a little bit of everything in here. There's kitchen stuff, there's household stuff, there's personal stuff, there's stuff for my business in here. Today is Sunday. Have you all had a good week? Are you ready to start? Can you believe we're in August? It is August 4th. I can't believe we're already in August. But I'm kind of glad that we are, because that means this is pretty much the last month, hopefully, of the crazy heat. And I can go back to finishing some outside stuff. I almost have the inside stuff done. This was 47 cents. And this is 100 pieces of plastic wrap covers. And I am going to figure out how to open this, and I'm going to reach in and show you one. Little shriveled up thing like this. But as you pull on it, it opens up. And it opens up quite large. It looks like a bathing cap, but it isn't. All right. This is a cap for dishes. This will fit over your bowls. This will fit over a dinner plate, or well, maybe not a dinner plate, over a sandwich plate. I don't think it'll stretch far enough to go over a dinner plate. They are pretty flimsy. You do have to be careful with them, but they make nice little covers so that you can cover whatever you got to cover. You have something on the tabletop that maybe you don't want to be exposed outside on the picnic table. You don't want the flies to get to it or whatever. You put one of these onto it, and that will protect whatever it is you have. So there is 100 in here. Well, now there's 99. So there's a pack of 100 in here. This should last me a while, hopefully. It'll come in handy. Can't think of why it wouldn't. All right, 28 cents for this. I'm going to try not to go too fast through everything, but you know me. Come on, I'm a transplant. I'm a New Yorker. We do everything fast. And in case you didn't know why anyone from New York, or basically from the greater Northeast, does everything fast, is because it's so dang cold. We have to learn to move quickly to get in and out of the cold and do what we got to do before we freeze our tuchus off. So everything we do is fast. We talk fast because if we're standing outside in the cold socializing, we got to say what we got to say quickly, get it over and done so we can get out of the cold. There's a method to our madness. We're not just crazy. 28 cents. This is a sink strainer with a handle. Love this. I have a regular strainer just like this. Plain strain, so to speak. But it doesn't have a handle. So I always have to either stick a fingernail or a utensil or something under it to pick it up and lift it, clean it. This has a handle. And for 28 cents, you can't beat it, right? Stainless steel, It's got good mesh to it, right? Not super thin, so it will not, it's not buckling. It's pretty sturdy. I'm pushing on it. It's not bending. It's not buckling. So this should hold up well. It's the standard size to fit any regular kitchen drain, any regular sink drain, not a bathroom sink, obviously, but a kitchen sink that has this strainer. So I love this. I'm going to try it out for a while. If it works good, I'll get a second one because I have a double sink. And on one side, I have the garbage disposal. So I don't necessarily need something to catch the food on that side, but I still like to have something just to catch. And then I decide if it goes down into the garbage disposal. So 28 cents. Seriously. What can I say? Okay. You've heard me talk about me starting my Etsy channel. I have been working so diligently on working on the house, I haven't given any attention to my Etsy channel. I don't have everything uploaded that I need to. And I am doing the hearing aid safety chains. And I'll work on any kind of hearing aid, whether they're over the ear or in the ear, safety chains. And I did have a request for something a little sparkly. So look at this. This is a roll. This is 10 meters. And these are just very, very, I'm going to get close. Look at that. Very fine chain, very small, tiny little silver balls on it, just to give it a little bit of design. Not heavy at all. Even this whole thing in my hand is only a couple of ounces. So to put 16 inches of chain onto a pair of hearing aids, this is what is going on. Now, I can also use this to make necklaces. Or charm bracelets, a braided charm bracelet, whatever that I made for my business, but I specifically got this to go on to the hearing aids. So I'm looking forward to that. And this whole thing, $3.98 for 10 meters. That's a good price. That's really a good price. That's like 40 cents for every 3 feet. Yeah, that's a really good price. I have to be careful where I get my supplies for my jewelry business because some places can get pricey and or the shipping can be absolutely ridiculous, especially for some of the stuff that I have that comes in from like the Philippines and whatnot. They're pretty pricey. Oh, jewelry. I haven't had any jewelry in an order in, wow, how long? Crazy, right? And I know you guys want to see more of my jewelry and I will do a video. I'm thinking I'm going to leave it up to you. You let me know in the comments. I have not yet shown you my earring and necklace sets. I have not yet shown you all the pendants that I make. So in other words, if you have an existing chain and you do want to put a pendant on it, I have a gazillion pendants. So I can show you pendants. I can show you sets that are earrings and necklaces. I can show you, oh my gosh, what else do I have? I can show you brooches that I have, pins that I have. I can show you charm bracelets and the charms. I have over 60, maybe 70 different charms that are stainless steel or sterling silver, and choice of charm bracelets that you can put them on. So let me know what you would like to see and I will put them on. I can do it as an auction if you like doing the auctions that way. I can do it as an auction or I can just do it as a set price. And trust me when I say my prices are typically low. I design my jewelry for individuals with a lower income. And because it's costume jewelry, nobody wants to spend a ton for costume jewelry. If you lose a piece, it won't break your heart because you haven't spent a lot for it, right? Okay, so speaking of costume jewelry, $1.98 for these. I had to get them because this is not something that I would typically make myself. These are posts and I will be probably leaving them as posts. But look at this. Look at those turquoise stones. Is that not absolutely stunning? These are little silver beads. They're not gemstones. They're just little silver beads. You've got 3 of the marquee style. You've got a teardrop on each one, and you've got an oval on each one. I could not even find a cabochon, which is a setting. I could not even find a setting to even make anything like this. And when I saw them, and you notice I don't have any earrings on today because it's my plan to put these on. So I wanted these. When I saw them, I said, I have to have them. I absolutely have to have them. So you can tell they're not too big. Can't believe I actually found the hole in my ear on the first try. Just gotta make sure I get the backing on so that they don't come off. I don't know why this back doesn't want to go on. There we go. So that one doesn't feel like it's on. Why does that not feel like it's on? I don't know. Probably because I missed. I did miss. That's what I get for saying I got it on the first try, right? Okay. Not too big, not too heavy, only about 1.5 inches. As you can see, they barely come down to my jawline. Absolutely love these. Love, love, love these. That one just doesn't feel like it's on, but it is. All right, I'll let it be on. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So not heavy at all, but I will leave them as posts because of the way they are designed. Pretty, huh? I'm excited. I love finding pieces of jewelry at Temu that I can't make, or that it wouldn't be affordable for me to be able to make. But for $2, $1.98 for these, I couldn't make this for $1.98, even if I did find the settings. By the time I bought all the stones and I put all the time and the energy into it, they'd be like $20 earrings. Okay, this was $1.69. This is 100 pieces, and these are covers for your areolas. Now, they come in individual packs. All right, each, let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They come in 10 packs, and each pack has 10 in it. So that's 5 wardrobe changes. These are areola covers. I have been wearing these all summer. When it's really, really hot, when it's in the like close to 120 in the upper 1 teens, the last thing I want to be wrapped up in is a bra or even a sports bra or even a cami. Put these on and I'll tell you the trick. The easy way, and I'm very sensitive to glues. I can't even wear a Band-Aid for long. The Band-Aid that was on my neck, I took off after 24 hours because it was starting to irritate me. But these do not irritate my skin. The glue is very mild, but it works. They stay on and they go on just like a Band-Aid. The trick to these is when you put them on from the center, and of course you push your areola, you push your nipple down flat, and then you stick around the edge. So it pushes you down, holds you flat, so it makes it look like it completely disappears. To me, these were better than a bra. I've had women ask me this summer, because they obviously could see that I had straps like this and there was no bra lines in the front or the back. And they're like, what kind of a bra do you have on? None. This. I am still perky. My girls still stand up on their own. They're not knocking on my knees yet. So I can still wear these. But you know what? If you're batting around the house and you don't want to be wrapped up, but you want some coverage, these are perfect. And for $1.69 for 100 of them, 17 cents a piece, not even 17 cents, 1.7 cents a piece, because there's, yeah. So not even 2 cents a piece for those. You got to get them. You got at least, for that price, you can get a smaller pack. For like 15 cents or 20 cents, you can get a pack of 10 and try them, because that way you're not missing out on anything, right? And then if you like them, go for the 100 pack. All right, this was 27 cents. I told you there's a little bit of everything in here, right? And I know some of you just heard me mention the bandage that you saw me in the last video on my neck. At the end of this video, I will tell you what was going on. So you're just going to have to hang in there, right? But look, see, I'm fine. I'm smiling, right? I look good. So no worries. All right. This was, what did I say? 27 cents. This is a cheesecloth bag. My older brother, Mark, God rest his soul, was a self-taught chef, and he was an amazing chef. But one of the things that he did that I always envied, and before he passed, I would spend time in his hospital room sitting with him, and he would tell me how to make things like the best chicken or the best this or the best that, and just how to do things in a better way. Well, he always made homemade mozzarella. So if you like the little toast with tomato and the mozzarella cheese and a little bit of basil vinaigrette dribble on top of it, his was always the homemade mozzarella. This is what I needed to get. This is the little bag that you put after you boil your milk, you put your curds in and you squeeze everything out of to get down to that real cheese. So I am excited. It is not a giant bag. It does have a string on top where you can pull it tight if you need to, but you don't really need to pull it tight when you're making mozzarella. It's good material. It's perfect material. It's hemmed nicely on the sides, and it has no hem on the bottom. That's the key to a good bag. And that's one of the things he told me. He says, is make sure that it doesn't have a bottom seam, because the bottom is where everything gets squeezed out of. So there is no bottom seam on this. There's only the side seams. The bottom has no seam. So it's basically the material was folded in half and then seamed down the sides to make the bag. I am looking forward to this. When I make my first batch, if I remember, I'll videotape it and I'll show you a picture of me using this and making my first batch of homemade mozzarella. I'm a big milk drinker, so I always have at least 2 gallons of milk in the house at all times. When I finish 1 gallon and I open the second, I automatically order 2 more gallons because that's what I drink. I'm a huge milk drinker. So that's what that's for. I don't know if any of you have ever made homemade cheese. If you have, let me know. How did it come out? Where did you get your recipe? I got my instructions and my recipe right from my brother. And I trust that that's going to be good for me to do. So, all right, let's see. Oh, we still got a whole bunch more stuff in here. What is this? I don't know. I could have used this. Yesterday, I finished all the major painting in the house. All the walls are done. The walls, the baseboards, everything is done. All I have left is the trim. I have trim to do around this window, but not until the plantation shutters the frame has been built for the shutters and they are actually up on the window. Then I will paint whatever trim, either I build or I have somebody else build to hold those up. I have, of course, around the doors, the door frames, the molding around those frames, I have to paint that. And then I have one cabinet in the kitchen that is a new cabinet. I think, gosh, several months ago, I showed you these beautiful glass panels that my sister-in-law had made to go into my kitchen cabinets. And the doors that they are going into, I have to paint those doors before I put them up. So I have a little bit of white. Everything I have left to paint is white. All my touch-ups are done. The red in the kitchen, the sand color in the kitchen, the cream, and the cream and the caramel and the liver. Done. I am so glad. And I have to thank Temu for the umpteen different brushes. This came a day late, $1 short, so to speak, but I will use this when I do the white painting. For $1.26, this is a paint stir stick, and this is a reusable one. It's not wood. It's a reusable one. It has the holes so that the paint actually passes through it and it mixes it better. But what I like is it has this little hook. When you're done stirring, you don't have to worry about where you lay your paint stick. You just hook it on the side of the bucket, or you hook it on the handle, and it stays inside your pan of paint. So you don't have to worry about where to lay it down. And when you're done, you just take your brush you've been using, you wipe it off with the brush, you rinse it off in the sink or outside in the hose, whatever you wish. It's narrow on the bottom. Can you see how narrow that is on the bottom right there? Can you see that angle that it has? So that you can scrape the sides and the bottom. It's not like a paint stick that's completely square, that it doesn't have that angle to it. So this gets down in the corners. This is great. And I know I'll use it if I don't find a need for it here. I still have the outside of the house to paint. Debatable. I may or may not bother doing that. But any painting going forward, this will go with me no matter where I live, no matter what I paint. Really cool. Love that. Okay, what's next? Next. Kitchen. I don't know why the light keeps going in and out like that. Not sure why. Oh well. 72 cents for a set of 3. And these are 3 knife covers for your kitchen blades. 3 different sizes. Can you see the 3 different sizes? Let me hold it this way. There we go. You've got small, you've got large, and you've got medium. And I already have 2 of these, and I think I recall I told you I was going to get more, but I was waiting for them to come down in price. So for what I paid for the 72 cents for a set of 3, lightning deals, shop lightning deals, shop clearance, you will find it. Your knife slides in down here at the bottom. There's the open spot so that your blade will be tucked against here, and the tip is dead-ended, so the tip can't stick out. So it's basically to cover the blade and the tip. It may leave some of the knife itself exposed, but the sharp edge will be protected. These little holes are great for sliding it on and off and not worrying about cutting your own fingers while you're doing that. I've got the 3 sizes. I have gotten different ones before. Now, with these 3 sizes, this is a small one, and this is a fixed size. You cannot adjust this one. All right, that's a fixed size. But here's a treat. Hold on a second. Got to move my drink. I don't want to spill it. All right, on the medium one, if you look here at the end, can you see this groove? Right there, see that little groove? You can snap that off, right? This is the open end. So if you have a knife you want to designate this to, but it's a little too long, you can snap off. There's that groove right there. You can snap that off. You just work it back and forth. I'm not going to do it right now, but you just work it back and forth, and you can shorten it by that much. You can shorten it by about a 1/2 inch, right, to make it fit if there's a knife you want to designate it to. On the longer one, it actually has 2 grooves. There's one, and there's the next. So you can take this 3/4 inch, almost an inch actually, off on the end, or you can make it even shorter and take this much off so that it brings it down to this size. So by shortening them, you take the medium one and you can actually shorten it to the same length. There's the groove. You can actually shorten it to the same length as the short one, simply by taking off the end. Or on the longer one, if I put the medium one in front of it, you can take one piece off and it becomes another medium. Or you take 2 pieces off and it becomes another short. Right? So you get 3 different sizes. You can leave them all the same size, leave them the size that they are. The little one you can't adjust with, but these 2 you can. And that's one of the reasons why I really went for this set, because of the fact that you can change them. I have knives that these are going to be dedicated to. So if I find that it's a little too long for the blade, I can shorten it. If it's a little too short for the blade, I'll use the smaller one. Cool is that, right? Hold on, I need a drink. Oh, while I'm at it, remember I got a bunch of these cups that have sayings on them? And I got the nice Pisces one for myself and the musical one for Mom. Be warned, see the edge? Even though these have not gone in the dishwasher, this is peeling off. And in the back, it's peeling off in little flakes. All right, this is just heat pressed on, and you will have to make sure that when you wash these, that you wipe the edge carefully. Normally I have the top on so that I'm drinking out of the top or out of a straw and my lips are not on this, but I just wanted to forewarn you. See what happens over time? It starts to peel off. So I'm a little sad, not on the bottom, just on the top where it's handled because of the lid and where you drink from. Oh well, still works. Not as pretty as it was, but it still works. All right. This is for the business. 75 cents for this. And this is, does it tell me? I believe this is a pack of 50. And these are just little cellophane bags. So that when I do, those of you that got jewelry from me, you realize that they were in these nice little cellophane bags. They were sealed. These have a little glue strip on it. You fold it over, you tack it down, and you can fold it over however far you want or wind it up and then fold it over. But these are just little cellophane bags that I use in my jewelry business. They come in really, really handy. If you have, and I tell everybody, if you have pieces of things you don't want to lose, like for example, when I start disassembling things around the house, I'm going to have a lot of screws that go with certain mounts. So I'll be able to put the screws in here, write with a Sharpie on it what it is, and throw it in my bag of whatever the case may be. This is also great for putting like earring backs. You have extra earring backs, you have extra buttons, you have a bunch of pins or whatever that you want to keep together. These little bags come in handy for that kind of stuff. They also come in handy for snack bags. Now, most people, when they have a snack bag, you don't really need to seal the bag because you're taking it with you maybe for lunch or something. So you only need to close it up so the contents don't spill out. Well, $1.75 for, pretty sure it was 50. Yeah, for 50 of these. For $1.75, I can put a few Oreo cookies in here, or I can put a few little short pretzel sticks, or just the regular, I call them beer pretzels because of the way they're shaped. You can put snacks in here and seal them up. Works for everything. What else can you think of to put in there, right? Extra spices, like if you have extra cloves left over, or I would not store anything in there that you have to seal, like fresh fruits or fresh vegetables, but anything you only want to close up momentarily, or if it's just something you don't want to lose, like screws, nails, buttons, pins, whatever, even earrings. If you have several pairs of earrings and you don't want your earrings loose all over the place, throw them in that. It works. Okay, got more. Also for the business, mailers. These, and I got to tell you, I have shopped at the dollar stores. I've shopped at Big Lots, Kohl's, Ross, Bob's Discount, 99-cent store. Could not beat this. For $2.61, I got 30 pieces of these little mailer bags. This is the perfect size I need for when I'm shipping out the orders for the hearing aid safety chains, because I use a little plastic bag like the ones I just showed you. I put the glue, I put the chain in one, fold it up really small and seal the chain. Then I also take another one and I put the glue in it and the instruction pack. And then I put all of it into this, seal it up, and it's the perfect size for the label. The label just goes right on there. And at the Etsy shop, it will allow me to print the labels, and it just automatically comes out of, the fee. In other words, when someone pays me for something, they pay for the shipping, the cost of the shipping is deducted, and then I get paid for everything else. And I already know I don't have to run to the post office. I put the label on this and I stick it in my mailbox and off it goes. So these are perfect for mailing little things. These are also going to come in handy. Now, if someone does order jewelry from me, this is what it's going to come in. Unless, of course, you order like 20, 30 pieces, it might come in a bigger one. But it will start to come in these from now on with a little label. So it'll be a lot smaller, a lot lightweight. These are bubbles. And I'm going to try not to push the bubbles because everybody knows how much fun it is to pop bubbles. So, yeah. Great little mailers. Great price. Also good for, again, storing anything that you want to store and that you don't want it to get crushed. So looking forward to that. All right, what else we got? Oh, gosh, there's still more stuff in here. Now, I think the last video I did was for a hair removal cream, which, by the way, I absolutely love. Love, love, love. The second leg that I did in the demonstration is still, it's been a few days and it is still super smooth with no signs of anything coming back. But I said, well, I'm not big on putting chemicals on my body often or on a regular basis. I just don't like to do that. And a lot of people tell me, well, that's probably why I don't look my age. I don't look like somebody who's closing in on 70. Everybody thinks I look like someone who might be in my early 60s. So having that decade not show, that's a bonus. But that's from not wearing makeup and not putting chemicals on my face or my skin or whatever the case may be, and moderate sun exposure. So I decided I was going to try something else from Temu. About a month or so ago, you saw me get a little green razor, a little battery operated razor from Temu. And guess what? When I went to put the batteries in it, the inside part where the spring and the plate is for the batteries, well, one of them didn't even have the plate. I did have replacement springs, but it wasn't the spring that was missing. It was the plate. And the other one had 2 springs and no plate. So whoever put it together didn't put the right parts in it. So there was no way I could use it. I did get a full refund from it and I tossed it away. So I said, well, now I'll try this. This one's called the Lady Shaver and it's model MG308. Let's see if we get into this. Now, this is battery operated, I believe. Did I put a price on this? Yeah, $3.59 for this. That's all. Boy, they really sealed this one up. I haven't had Charlie in a while. I haven't needed Charlie in a while. Those of you that are new don't know who Charlie is. But those of you that have been with me for a while, y'all know, right? Do you miss him? I do. I miss Charlie. I don't even know where he is. That's a bad thing. He may still be on the back, on the lanai from when Mom and I were doing videos on the lanai. So this comes nicely packed. It comes with a little brush to clean out the hairs. Little brush. Oh, I love how things stand out against the wall like that. Very cool. Okay, little brush. Let's put that brush over there. And this one is purple. So the first thing I'm going to do on this is I am going to check. Very solid in the hand. This has a little bit of weight to it. There's your on and off button right there. Nice little, I love this wave design on this lid. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Right? The soft pastel. And the battery case is in the back. So let's see. It takes, I think it has the right parts in it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get 2 AAA batteries to see if we can get this thing humming. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got my rechargeable batteries. Gonna put 2 of them in here. And let's see if this is gonna work. One there. Oh, these going tight. Okay, tight is good, right? As long as it works, tight is good. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, slide it together. Oh, it's running. You probably can't hear it. Baby, can you hear it? It's running. Hold on, let's see if it's gonna work. I'm testing it on my leg and you can't see it. And it works. And I'm going to show you it works. You can see the hair that it's gathered up along the edge. I know it's nasty, but that's the only way I can show you that it's actually working. I'm thrilled. What did I do at the top? Oh, it's up here. So, perfect. It worked nicely, obviously. Now I have some work to do on what I haven't done with the cream. Very, very cool. So I'm going to recommend this absolutely. And I'm telling you, for the price, $3.59. It does come in different colors, but I chose the purple. I'm not a pink girl. It was either purple or green or blue, I think, or something like that, but love that. Definitely going to put that to use later today. Yay! All right, I'm gonna move my batteries. So I don't know if they'll need them for anything else. Oh, we got some big things down in here. Let's see what else we got. Ta-da! Now this, based on the color that was on the website, I thought was going to be much more teal. It is a lighter blue, but I'm okay with it. This is a new bath mat. This was $5.90, and this one is, oh my goodness, how big is this? 45 by 26. This is the biggest one that they had. I like to make sure that when I step in and out of the shower, in and out of the tub, that I have enough under my feet. Ooh, this is super soft. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it changing colors as I go back and forth on it? You see that? This is really plush. This is big. As I said, it's a little bigger than 3 feet. Nice and big, nice and wide. It has the dots, the rubberized dots on the back so that you don't slip. And on the front, it's just got that nice pebble type pattern, which I like because it's very soft and very plush. I had a gray one like this that was about half the size. The gray one I had was about this big, and I think I paid like 69 cents for it when Temu first started. And Temu was almost 2 years old. In September, Temu will be 2 years old, and it was one of the purchases that I got. I washed it a gazillion times, and it finally started to just not look good anymore. So I figured, well, I'll get something brighter. And with my bathroom being black, white, and gray, but around my bathroom mirror has teals and reds and golds and yellows and oranges, I thought this would go good. So I like it. Look at that. Nice stitch work. Look at the stitch work along the edge of it. And you can see the pile. You can see how thick it is. Look at that. That's a good thickness. Yeah, I like this. I got it because I was very happy with the gray one that it held up for so long, considering I paid less than $1 for it. So with this one being $6, $5.90, I figured, well, if this lasts me 2 years, that's still a bargain, right? I'm still happy with that. All right, we got more. Okay. I don't even know how big this is. 10-pack. A 10-pack of recyclable plastic meal prep containers. That's what it says. However, that's not what I got anymore. Let me get this open. Oh, now I really wish I had Charlie. I am not getting up to get Charlie. I will use brute force, as I've always done on everything else, right? Strong like bull. All right, I got it. Brute force. Okay, where's the brute? There we go. Got it. Good. Okay. This is a 10-pack of containers, quart-sized containers. 32 ounce. Each one of them is 32 ounces. I'm going to open them up. Here's all the lids. You've all seen containers like this. You ever get wonton soup, or you go to the supermarket and you get pre-made salads and you can get all different sizes? Well, these are the 32 ounce lids. There's 10 lids, and then there's 10 containers. And this is the size of your container, right? These do seal airtight and watertight. So I've had these in the past, but why I got them? These are not for food. Nope. Not putting food in them. Well, I might. If I have leftovers, okay, I might throw them in for food. These are for paint. When you've done as much painting around the house as I have, and you have all these 1 gallon or 2 gallon containers of paint running around with a quart or less in them, I don't want to have to store all those big containers. I'm going to put the leftover paint in here, seal it up with the lids, and then using a Sharpie and or a label, write on them exactly what the color of paint was, or if it was a custom color and what room in the house it was used. In other words, the dark caramel walls in the living room, I only have about a quart left, maybe a little less. So I will mark this as living room dark walls so that whomever gets this house after me, or if I need to do touch-ups in the time I'm here, I don't have to guess what can of paint it was, or I don't have to guess what color paint it was. I can just look for the one that says, okay, I need to touch up the living room darker walls. Where's the paint? Right here, living room darker walls. I like to keep it simple, right? If it's a blend, if it's a color that I did get pre-mixed or something, like if I handed a color swatch to somebody at Lowe's or one of the box stores, then I will either take the color swatch to the outside of it, or I will just make a note as to what the color number was. In other words, if it was Lowe's or Behr, B-E-H-R, I think that's how you spell Behr, B-E-H-R, for that brand. But that's what these are for. So there's 10 of them. I've got 2 colors I used in my bedroom. No, excuse me, 3 colors. 2 colors on the walls and 1 color on the vertical blinds. Because yes, vinyl vertical blinds can be painted. And I did paint the vertical blinds in the master. And I also painted the door in the closets the same color as the vertical blinds. So there's 3 colors. So there's 3 containers right here being used. And then the custom color that I mixed for my hallway, which is this cross between a brick and a, I want to say red, orange, and a brick kind of mix. That was a custom blend color. So there's going to be another one. Then I have cream colored trim. So that now makes 5. I have the color for the kitchen walls. That's 6. The red for the cabinets. That's 7. All right. And then I have 2 colors in the living room. That's 9. And then, of course, whatever white I have left from the cabinets and the trim. So there's all 10. I'll make quick use of them. But for the price, this was, what was the price? Did I write the price on it? $6.39. So roughly 64 cents each, right? I will have small, compact, stackable, easily to see. I can see the colors right through it. I'll have everything written on top of it. And if I do end up, maybe I don't have enough to put in a container like this, I'll get smaller containers. I'll get the pint size containers or the 16-ounce size containers as opposed to the 32-ounce. It's all about space saving, because this paint, should I finally decide to actually sell the house, or when I decide to sell the house, I shouldn't say actually, I have decided to, but when that time comes, I'm not taking this paint with me. It's going to stay here for the next person. And what better way for them to know exactly what paint was used or where? Even if I don't write a paint number on it, they can take this container to one of the big box stores and say, can you match this color? Right? Or they can mix and match their own. They want to make a custom color out of what I have and trim up something. I might do that. I might take the darker caramel in this room and the lighter color and stick the 2 of them together and use that to trim out the door frames. What do you think about that idea? As opposed to white door frames. Making a 3rd custom color to paint around the window frame and the door frames. Oh, I got to stop thinking about painting. I'm so tired of painting. I got to tell you, Levi got me up at 10 after 6 again. This is like the 5th or 6th day in a row. He's woken me up at 6:10 a.m. And I got up, I had my coffee. I was feeling very motivated. So I grabbed my little paintbrush, a 1-inch paintbrush, my Temu paintbrush, and I grabbed my kitchen paint for the walls, because I had some touch-up to do. After I did the red cabinets, there was a little, my edges weren't quite perfect and whatnot. And of course, red shows up like crazy. So I grabbed my wall paint. I redid all my edges around the sides of my cabinets, around where the ceiling was. I redid around the edge of my pantry and down on the bottom of the baseboard. So I did all the touch-ups on that color paint. I got all that done this morning. I got all the touch-ups I needed for the little dings and whatnot that I had done in the paint in the bedroom. So I'm running around with my little paintbrush at 6:30 this morning going, I'm touching everything up. And I wished I'd already opened these up, because I had to run around with the big old gallons of paint. It is what it is, right? All right. I think this is the last thing. And then I got a couple things to tell you. And I got something to show you You know, I'm always thinking outside the box, right? Well, I have something to show you about how I thought outside the box accidentally on purpose. Is that a good way to put it? Accidentally on purpose? Anyway, let's get this last thing. $3.81 for this. And this is for my car. Now, you all saw the cargo nets I got for the car, the ones that go on with Velcro, and I got the 2 different sizes, and they are great for the most part. But they are not great for the bigger items, like the air pump that you saw me get, or the battery jump starter that you saw me get. The bigger things are just stretching the nets out. And then there's some things that are so small that they are going through the mesh of the net. So I said, okay, the nets are good, but I need an alternative. So I got this. This is a car box. It is made of felt. We're going to get it opened. And it's big, just rectangular. Can you see the shape of it? It's a rectangular car box. This is the way it's shaped. So it's about 5 inches this way across. It's about 10 inches tall, and it's almost 2 feet across. It has the Velcro closure here in the front, so that when you fold things over, it just closes on the Velcro. And then it's even got a little handle on the top. So this is a little storage box, and it's the perfect length. If I were facing my back seats, if I were to put it this way from the back seat towards the trunk, it is the perfect length to sit right along the side where the wheel well is. This will hold the bigger things. This is going to hold that charger. It's going to hold my jumper cables. It's going to hold all the big stuff. That way the nets can hold all the smaller stuff. So very nicely constructed. I do like the seaming and the stitching on this. If you can see how nicely that's made. And this is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a thick braided type edge. Let's see if I can open it. Oh, the Velcro is really tight too. So it's a thick, very thick braided edge. Braided edge. You can see that? It's almost like a vinyl type material along that edge. This whole thing is felt. This is stitched down. The handle is stitched down. So I can, if I need to take it out of the car, say for example, if I need to get to my spare tire, I can just grab the handle, pick this up out of the car, put it down on the ground. Or if I have to fold the back seat down, if I'm moving things, I'm taking a lot of stuff over to Goodwill this coming week, and I'm taking huge, massive tubs of things from my Christmas and July sale. So I'm taking all the extra stuff over to Goodwill, but I have to fold down the back seat so I can get 2 tubs in at a time. So I have to be able to move this around. I absolutely love this. And because the fact that it's felt, it's not going to slide around in the back. If I had something that was like of a nylon base, it could slide around. This is not going to slide. We all know that felt grabs onto other materials. So that I'm very, very happy with. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I know I saw the measurements on it, but sometimes until you see something in person, the measurements just don't click. So this is absolutely huge. I love it. It's going to be perfect. I have a lot of stuff to do today. I have a lot of things to put away, a lot of things to set up, a lot of things that I have to get organized. I can't wait. I don't think I'm going to do it today because I'm already inhaled enough paint for the past week. I don't even want to mess with changing the paints over into containers yet. I'll probably do that during the week. As I move things out of the garage and make more space, I'll make myself a little space. I'll lay down a piece of cardboard or something and make myself a little space and start transferring the partial things into, and then I can dispose of the empty cans. There's a lot of regulations to dispose of actual paint itself, but when the cans are empty, as long as the lids are off it and they can see that they're empty, they can just go out with the regular trash, which is a good thing, right? Now let me show you something that I came across by accident. Hold on. I gotta take this off. All right. Do you remember these? These go on the bottoms of the cups, right? Like that, to keep them from slipping. Well, I found another use for these that I didn't realize was a use until I was scrambling to try to find something. Levi's dinner is usually canned food. He'll get a half a scoop of dry food with a half a can. Well, a standard size can for dog food, fruits, veggies, anything that comes in this typical size can. This is a 13-ounce can, so 13 ounce, 16 ounce, so maybe a little taller. These are a perfect fit, and they are airtight. You push in the center, you just burp it like that with your finger, and you can see it suck down. It is the perfect airtight cover for cans. I don't think I could get much further outside the box than this. All right. I couldn't find, with all those different size lids and everything I have, I couldn't find anything that would fit airtight. And I did have some of the old, you can buy the little lids for the cans, a little hard plastic, like you put them over cat food or dog food. But this was just so much better and cheaper. Under $1. I've got one or two more of them coming in one of my orders from Temu, so that I don't have to use all the ones, because I already have this one, and I have a kind of like a variegated pink marble look one, and they all fit over the cans. So now when I have a can, whether it's vegetables or maybe sloppy joe sauce or gravy, and a larger can like this, a pre-made gravy, I automatically just grab for one of these instead of trying to hunt around for something to cover it up with. Or, wasting cling wrap on it, spending a fortune in cling wrap. This goes right into the dishwasher. I don't have to do anything with it. Every couple of days I change it. I can rinse it out in between and set it in the strainer. So, yeah. Because I burped it, can you see that it's sucked in? Can you see that? I burped it. That's airtight. It's like, even the stuff inside is not moving. And Levi's looking at me like, what are you doing with my food, Mom? So, yeah. Okay? Think outside the box. Reserved for the dog. All right. That's it for the other. Oh my gosh, we're almost at an hour. I haven't done an hour video in forever. Quick update. A lot of you have been emailing me. A lot of you have left some comments wondering what the bandage was for. So I'm going to fill you in. Don't panic. Y'all know, because I've talked about it a lot, that I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid disorder. During my annual thyroid scan, they found 3 nodules. Now, typically they refer to those nodules as a goiter when it's just one, but this was a cluster of 3 nodules. And 2 of them were at 2 centimeters, and one of them was at 2.6 centimeters. Anything over 2.4 can be considered precancerous or cancerous. So what the little bandage was for was that down here, your thyroid gland is actually low in your throat. All right, it's not up here where people think it is. It's kind of your midline of your thyroid is like right there. So it's partway here and partway here. I had a biopsy done on all 3 nodes. They took samples of all 3, and I'm laying there. I mean, it's not an invasive procedure. If you can get past them putting the numbing solution into your neck, which is really not bad. It's a little pinch and a little sting, and it didn't even really faze me any. You know, us women, we have a high tolerance for pain. That's why we can put up with men. So anyway, I'm watching on the monitor while they're doing, they're doing the scan on the neck, and I'm watching the needle go in, and I'm watching them take out the samples and whatnot. And I asked them, how could they relate for me what these sizes meant? So the larger one, that is basically 26 millimeters or 2.6 centimeters, is approximately the diameter of a C battery. If you've ever had the C batteries, you know that they're about the size of a quarter. If you were to put a quarter underneath one and set it on, you wouldn't see the quarter. So that's how big around the biggest one is. And the other 2 are a little bit bigger than a nickel. if that makes it easy for you to understand. So the results came back benign, all three of them benign, right? And I didn't have to wait 7 to 10 days for the news. The doctor called me literally 3 days afterwards. He called me himself. And of course, you know, my first reaction was I see his name and I'm like, uh-oh. Why would my doctor call me himself? Usually his staff calls me. But when he called me, you could hear in his voice, right off the bat, you could hear the joy in his voice that he was actually delivering good news to me, that it was not cancerous. The bad news is, because of the rate of growth, it could turn cancerous if it gets much bigger. And the other bad news is that larger one, which I just thought was extra fat or tissue in my neck, that was cutting off my airway every once in a while if I would do something too strenuous or I move my head in the wrong direction. And then it was like, you know, it's actually the nodule that's pushing on that part of my throat. It's pushing on my windpipe. So if I do move in a certain direction, it impedes the airflow. I'm not going to pass out from it. It doesn't cut it off. It's just like if you've been doing something too strenuous and you can't catch your breath, you know, or it takes you a while, you get winded. That's kind of what it feels like. But I've been adapting to it for months, not knowing that it was this stupid little nodule sitting in there. So yes, I have a surgery coming up. It's an outpatient procedure. Again, it's not, I mean, any surgery where they're going to open up your neck, obviously, is a major, it's a major surgery, but it's not major. All right. It's very quick. It's like a 15, 20-minute thing. It's an outpatient. They will go in and remove all 3 nodules, stitch me back up, send me back home. And then I have a recovery period that could be anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months where I won't be able to use my voice. Yeah. Going to be kind of hard to do haul videos without a voice. I've been trying to think of ways that I would be able to do that. What I've come up with so far is, well, number one, it's not going to be hard for me not to talk living alone. I really don't need to. But it will be difficult. So I had thought, well, I can show you products, point to products, and put the descriptions and information in words up on the screen. I can try to pre-record. I can try to get a bunch of orders in ahead of time and then pre-record a bunch of videos that, like, once a week I release the video to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't have a surgery date yet. It is scheduled for sometime mid to late August. Whenever the doctor says go and do it, that's when we're going to go and do it. So I don't know if I can get enough orders in ahead of time to do that. And I don't know if I can get anyone to step in for me to do that, or if I even want anybody to step in for me to do that. So I am open to suggestions, guys. Again, this is not a bad thing. I don't want you all to be worried. As you can tell, I am not worried about it. I have enough background working in the medical field for more than 3 decades that I know a lot of people who have been through this procedure. I already know a lot of information on what's involved in it, the recovery period, the surgery, the preparatory. I know everything. The only thing I don't know is who's going to do the surgery and what the outcome is going to be, which I have no doubt that it will be a positive outcome. They're debating on whether or not to just take out the whole thyroid and not risk the nodules coming back. But of course, they want to do minimal. They want to be as minimally invasive as possible. So if getting rid of the nodules is the least that they can do, and hopefully they wouldn't have to ever go in and do it again in my lifetime, that's fine. But if they do predict that, well, I may be prone to it and they might have to do it again, then I've already given them permission to just take the whole thing out. I've already been on thyroid supplements since I was in my 30s. So more than half my life, I've been taking medication for my thyroid. So I think that's about everything. Mama is doing well. I talked to her this morning. I talked to her a couple times during the week. She is very upbeat. She's feeling very positive. She says that her therapists are, how did she put it? They won't let her get away with anything, which is a good thing. She doesn't get to tell them no when they tell her, Angel, you need to do this, you need to do that. That she is following their instructions, even though sometimes she just really doesn't feel like it. She knows she has to do it. But that's what keeps her going. You know, she's 95 and going strong. So I'm hoping that in the next week or so, I'll hear some news that she'll be ready to start getting out and about, and maybe I can start taking her to church or take her to lunch and gradually get to the point where she regains the mobility that she had prior to this event in her life. So I'm looking forward to that. And I know you guys probably are as well. I always pass your messages on to Mom. I'll either read them off to her or I'll show them to her. It makes her smile. It makes her really happy. So by all means, leave your comments for Mom, your thoughts, your prayers, whatever. Mr. Levi is, I don't want to say normal because he's never really been normal. I mean, he is my dog. But it's been 5 weeks since we lost his sissy, and he's doing so much better. Now, if he would only stop waking me up at 6:10 in the morning, I would be doing so much better. So anyway, guys, like, share. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's not a lifelong commitment, but you know what? You'll get to see all the different stuff I bring you. Excuse me. Remember to stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. And I will catch you probably in just a couple of days because I have another order that's supposed to be delivered today. Bye.